Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and just start by balancing on one foot. Really what we're gonna pay attention to is keeping this belly button drawn in. Whenever we're doing one-legged balancing stuff, what we see is if we're overextended as we pick that opposite leg up, we're so focused on the leg we're balancing on. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Draw that belly button in. We're so focused on that leg we're balancing on, sometimes we forget to brace the core. And then what happens as we start picking this leg up, we start overloading the quads and hip flexors. We're doing pistols and stuff like that. What we tend to see is quads of that leg that's getting held up. We see those quads start to cramp. Almost always it's just a bracing issue. So let's go back. Let's just stand, butt tight, belly button drawn in. Keep that belly button drawn in as we balance on one foot. Okay, now let's keep that good position here as we go knee hug, quad stretch. When we do this quad stretch, let's go ahead and pull that foot out. So we're gonna internally rotate that hip. Make sure that butt cheek is squeezed, belly button is drawn in. Stay balanced. Keep the belly button drawn in as we knee hug and quad stretch again. Knee hug, quad stretch again. Okay, let's go to the other side. So again, before we balance, let's get organized. Belly button drawn in, butt tight, feet flat on the floor. We're gonna knee hug, quad stretch, pull that foot out, stay nice and tight with everything. Knee hug, stay balanced if you can. Quad stretch. I'd rather see you hop around to get your balance, then put your hand down on something. One last time, knee hug, quad stretch. Okay, let's just rotate everything from side to side here. All right, let's go ahead and just hinge over, wiggle around. Feel weight even on the feet. So really where I want your focus is just belly button drawn in through all of these exercises. Try and get that breath down into the belly. Then let's stand up, palms back, reach up, butt tight, belly button drawn in. Let's go hip hinge as far as you can perfectly. Reach up high, hip hinge, reach up high. Let's start speeding this up. So we're gonna go fast down, fast up. And then what I want you to do is let's go ahead and pause at the bottom and I want you to check in. Is weight even on your feet? Is your belly button drawn in? And then let's do a few more fast. And pause at the top. Or is your weight even on your feet? Belly button drawn in, palms back. So we don't want to only be able to do good positions slow. We need to be able to add load and speed as we go. So we're gonna go ahead and inchworm our way out to a push-up position. Let's go ahead and do 5 push-ups. If 5 is hard in any way, let's go ahead and drop your knees down to the ground. All right, now let's press into down dog. When you're down here, really shove your head through. Let's pedal your feet back and forth here. Just kind of doing what feels good. Okay, let's go right foot next to our right hand. We're gonna take that left hand, bring it off the ground and go high and up in the air. We're gonna switch sides, take that left hand. I might have said left hand twice. Anyway, do the other side. Whatever you did last time, do the other side. Let's go up. Okay, let's come back down. Make sure that butt cheek is squeezed. Keep your leg off the ground. We're gonna go low and reach as far behind you as you can. Okay, let's go to the other side. Low and reach as far behind you as you can. Feel that full front foot. Stay nice and solid on the ground. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Left foot next to the left hand. Let's go left hand up in that air. Let's go right hand. That's always the tougher one, but I think that one always feels really good. Okay, let's go left hand low and back. Keep that right butt cheek squeezed, belly button's drawn in. Switch to the other side, low and back. Okay, let's press back into down dog. Wiggle around. All right, let's go ahead and drop to our knees. what we're gonna work on is just a hip distraction. We're gonna do it on one side because a lot of times it doesn't really feel like it's doing much. But if we kind of do a hip distraction, do some squats, we can test and retest. So you can see, do you feel a difference from side to side here? So what we're gonna do, I'll try and get you a good angle here. What we're gonna do is just pick one knee up off the ground. So I've got all my weight on my left knee here. I'm really just trying to push that femur back in my hip socket, draw my belly button in, and I'm just trying to get weight back there. So what I'm trying to feel like is that bone is poking out of my butt cheek here. That's the feeling I'm trying to get. What we're really trying to do is just get that bone pushed back in its hip socket into a place where it wants to be. When the femur gets pulled forward, we get a lot of hip pinching. So if you're ever squatting or doing the knee hugs we did at the beginning, and you feel a little pinching in the front of the hip, sometimes it's just literally the joint's a little out of place. Or the bone in the joint is a little out of place, and we can get it back in the right spot just by adding some pressure here. So now with that pressure, we're gonna send your hips back, but if you feel any pinching at all, we're just gonna come back forward. So your goal is to keep that pressure through the knee, send your hips back as far as you can. You can go butt to your heels, good job. A lot of people when they're doing this have a hard time even going a few inches. So just go to that pinch point. If you feel a pinch, come back up. We're just gonna see if we can get a little deeper each time, but we're not forcing anything. We're not trying to make our backs round a lot. We're trying to use all that weight and get that hip joint really moving well. One more. Okay, we're gonna go do the other side, but not quite yet. So let's go ahead and stand up. We're just gonna do some air squats here. So let's go ahead and do 3 air squats. Whew. I know what I feel like is I go down and this leg just easily wants to go out. I just feel a little bit trapped there. So left side on me feels way better. So let's just go ahead and do a few, wiggle around, see if you feel a difference from side to side. I just kind of feel like that left side is a little looser. But don't worry about that. We're gonna go work on that right side too. So let's go ahead and hop back down. We're gonna go work on that right side. So start on all fours, lift that left knee up. Trying to get a bunch of weight on that right side. Sometimes it takes a while, so we're not gonna go straight into trying to send our hips back. We're gonna let this just kind of sink in so we can relax the position a little bit. Sometimes it helps me to shove my hips out to the side just a little bit, but really I'm trying to be able to do it straight on. Sometimes shoving my hips out to the side lets me feel it a little bit better. Once I feel like I've got that femur poking out my butt cheek a little bit, I'm gonna start to send everything back. And if I hit a pinch point, I'm just gonna come back up. And I'm trying to not overextend, I'm trying not to round, so I'm gonna start neutral with the weight of my knee. Keep my belly button drawn in as I'm leaning everything back. Again, this weight just helps get our hips in a really good position. Let's do a few more. All right, so it's good. Come up. We're gonna go back to the air squat. Let's go ahead and squat. Let's do a few, maybe pause at the bottom, wiggle around, see if that feels any better. Okay, now let's turn this into 10 air squats. So 5, just nice and slowly. And then the second 5, we're gonna do jumping air squats. So then 5 jumping air squats, so I jump up. There we go. All right, so now let's take a wide stance. Let's shove our hips forward. As you do, squeeze your butt cheeks. Okay, now we're gonna do some Cossack squats. So I want you to go as far as you can, but whichever way you're leaning, don't let that foot come up off the ground in any way. So don't let yourself go up on those toes. We want you to be able to feel your toes, but only go as low as you can, keeping that full foot nice and solid on the ground. Then we're gonna stay low. So we go as far to the other side as we can and go back and forth. That other leg, it's okay for that one to rotate up. Just try and keep that chest high. We'll go back and forth here. All right, let's stick that butt up in the air. Let's wiggle around. All right, let's go ahead and do some jumping jacks. Good time to focus in on your breathing, get that belly button drawn in. Learn how to breathe down into that pelvis area without breathing through your chest. Let's hop. Let's run in place. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna run in place 5 times. We're gonna stop on the 5th and just try and balance on that leg. So running in place, stop and see if you can do better than me. See if we can just pause there. So then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if we can pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if we can pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if you can pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.